In this breaking story, Donald Trump was just hit by one of the most unlikely sources, Ireland, because Ireland's Congress just dropped a brutal bombshell on Donald Trump. Now, we can all agree that Donald Trump's immigration policies are absolutely, without a doubt, out of control, and they just keep getting worse. Just recently, this official statement was posted. Effective immediately, all individuals applying for an F, M, or J non-immigrant visa are requested to adjust the privacy settings on all of their personal social media accounts to public to facilitate vetting necessary to establish their identity and admissibility to the United States. I don't know about you, but to me, this reads like a blatant violation of people's personal privacy and maybe even people's First Amendment rights. I know for a fact conservatives cried and whined about big tech and social media censoring conservatives. Now this is 10 times worse than any conspiracy some random conservative could have chalked up. Not only are Trump's immigration policies a complete and total disaster, luckily, more and more people are calling attention to this.
And since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model, and when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB-1 visa. And that stands for is an Einstein visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't mathin' here.
Even more so, swing voters are not exactly happy with Trump's immigration obsession.
There's a difference between what the base thought he was going to do, and I would guess that some of the base didn't think he was going to do this. They thought he was going to have some orderly way that he was going to get people and process them, move them. The swing voters who decided Pennsylvania, who decided Michigan, who decided Wisconsin, who decided North Carolina, who decided Georgia, didn't have immigration in their top three issue. The top issue they had of why they made the decision for their vote was inflation. The second one was the economy. The third one was health care.
And now, to make matters worse, Ireland's Congress has just dropped a brutal bombshell on Donald Trump.
Unthinkable in a Western democracy. This week, a young Norwegian tourist detained by ICE at Newark Airport and sent back to Oslo. Why? He had this meme on his phone, Minister. A meme depicting Vice President J.D. Vance as a baby. I mean, extraordinary, extraordinary. That a young person with this amusing meme on their phone depicting a public person, that this would be used as an excuse to detain him for 5 hours and then deport him back to Oslo. So, Minister, I welcome the Taoiseach's commitment to raise this serious issue with the US Ambassador. But as the line Minister for issuing visas, what can you do to reassure young people here who hope to travel to the US on a J1 visa but are fearful of this treatment?
Time is up, Deputy.
There's very little I can do about the US immigration system. Like, I'm trying to put rules in the Irish immigration system. I can't control the US immigration system. I think it is regrettable that these new measures are being introduced by the United States. I welcome the fact that the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach have indicated that they think it's inappropriate. We'll mention it with the US authorities. Hundreds of thousands, probably millions of Irish people have a great time on J1 visas. They're still doing it this year. They've done it in the past, and I think it'll continue into the future, Deputy.
The clip you just saw is significant because it wasn't just a viral moment, it was a full-throated condemnation of Trump's authoritarian shift delivered from the floor of Ireland's national parliament. Ivana Bacik didn't just call out one policy, she exposed a dangerous pattern. Under Trump, US visa requirements have become so invasive that young people are being forced to hand over years of private social media just to visit. And now, we're seeing tourists detained, interrogated, and deported for things as trivial as a meme. Ireland's message is clear: Trump's immigration policies are out of control, and now it's being recognized globally. Yeah, so long story short, Donald Trump has boasted time and time again about how now America's respected. People aren't laughing at us anymore. Yeah, they are. The entire world is laughing at the United States, and it's all because of Donald Trump. He's not the commander in chief, he's the clown in chief.